Good morning. Good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. So, the question today is, are you mentally tough? Writing a book is not always easy. And one of the things you need to get there's this little thing on my desk. One of the things that you need to get through those tough times is mental toughness. And today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways that you can build up your mental toughness so that you can finish your book. Now, first, before I go into this, I want everyone to understand what mental toughness is. There are five traits, 5 traits. Wow, okay, there's something weird going on with my camera. It's slowing down and making me do okay, there we are. That was weird. There are 5 traits that one has when they have mental toughness, and those are the ability to stay focused, resilience, being determined in the face of challenges, in the face of setbacks, and when under pressure. And it's a psychological strength that helps you persevere, maintain motivation, and push through obstacles, even when the tasks are difficult, stressful, or uncertain. And that certainly describes writing a book, especially if you haven't done it before. And even if you have, I mean, I'm working on my next book and there's still things. Every book comes with its challenges because every day comes with some challenge in life. Life happens and you've got to push through. So, today I'm going to be talking about 5 ways 5 things that you can do to build mental toughness, and I'm gonna address the 5 points. So the first one is the ability to stay focused. One way to stay focused is to set non-negotiable writing blocks of time. That means you are gonna write during this block of time, and I don't care if the phone rings because 'cause I'm gonna have it on silent. I don't care if you want me to do the dishes, you're just gonna have to wait. I don't it's like you don't care what the world wants. This hour is my dedicated writing time, and the only way you're going to interrupt me is if you are profusely bleeding or about to die. Otherwise, it can wait until my hour is over. When you set aside that block of time, it is easier, or I should say, it gets easier every time you do it, to stay focused during that time. That means you treat it just like any high level business meeting or time with your client. You set aside the time and you put it on your calendar. Point number 2, resilience. A good way to develop resilience is to reframe obstacles as opportunities. And yes, I know how challenging that can be. I am extremely aware of how challenging that can be, but sometimes things are thrown in your path because they lead to a better good. And if you can reframe it that way, if you can reframe it that way, then you become more resilient. So when facing writer's block or confusion, treat it like a business challenge. This is your chance to think outside of the box and find creative solutions. So, for example, I've been struggling to find time to work on the research. And I'd recently set a goal for myself that I would do something educational for 15 minutes a day. And then it occurred to me, why don't I use that time to work on my book? The education will still be there when I'm done with my book, but my book needs to get done. And so I shifted. I created this obstacle of I don't have enough time to do my research, which was really a writer's block. And now I'm using the time that I just put aside sharpening the saw temporarily so I could get this book done. I found a creative solution, and you can too. I believe in you. I do. I know you can do this. Number 3, be determined in the face of challenges. The best way to be determined in the face of challenges is to visualize your end goal. What does that look like? I have big dreams for this book. My end goal is for this book to change the narrative around writer's block and to free so many people suffering from it from it. And I want to show people that not only does writer's block exist, because there are naysayers who say it's because you're lazy or because you're not good enough. Shame on them. Shame on them. Writer's block is actually real. It's just not a disease. It's a symptom of something else. And it's when those you ignore those something else's, it shows up as writer's block. It can show up as other things too, but it often shows up as a creative block. And when you are experiencing a creative block in your writing, you're probably experiencing symptoms in your other areas of life too that can point to what the source of that block is. So that's my big goal. And so that is what's keeping me going toward that big goal. So being determined in the face of challenges requires you to have a vision. And it doesn't have to be visual, it's just a vision for what you're trying to achieve that's big enough to propel you forward, even through tough times. Point number 4, face and overcome setbacks. The best way to do that is to cultivate a growth mindset. I did an entire webinar about developing an author's growth mindset. I will drop that in the show notes, but the short little 1-minute thing about growth mindset is a growth mindset is when you understand the plasticity of your own mind, and that even though things are hard now, it just means you haven't learned how to do it yet. There's always a yet. It's you understand the temporariness of things that are hard for you right now, and that you believe that you can grow and change and make a difference in your own life. So embrace setbacks as learning opportunities. That is a key difference too with growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset face an obstacle and go, "Oh, I'm terrible. I can't do this." Whereas someone with a growth mindset says, "Okay, how do I fix this?" It is fixable. So, last point, number 5, being cool under pressure. I have to admit that that is a muscle that takes some developing, because these days I am much more cool under pressure than I used to be when I was younger, and that was a journey. I used to go freak out. I don't anymore, and that's been a learning journey, so this is something that takes time. If you were like I once was, where when you're under pressure, you flip out, you sweat, you whatever, you can overcome it. You can overcome it. I have. To the most point, but focus on what you one key point is to focus on what you control. When you're under pressure, there are probably things that are completely out of your control. You can't do anything about them. So don't fuss about them. They are what they are. Deal with them. But in any pressure situation, there are things you control. And if nothing else, you can control your reaction to them. So whether your pressure is to meet a writing deadline or to get your kid to the basketball game in time, you can handle this. You can handle this. Just keep your mind on the end goal and understand that you can change the things you can control and let go of the things you can't. There you go. 5 tips to develop mental toughness so that you can get your book done. On Friday, I will be talking about 5 lessons that Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind can help you break through writing obstacles because fiddly dee, tomorrow is another day. and I will see you on Friday. This is Carma Spence saying ciao for now.